Hello all. I have decided that for this journal, I am going to do elastic instead of sewing in the signatures, and still have to poke holes, but I'm gonna make it so that the signatures can be removed page by page, and then you can also add stuff later if you want to. I'm gonna try to do it that way. Hopefully it turns out good, because honestly, I haven't done this for a while, so I don't remember every step exactly, but I think I can figure it out. When you start with, I think I can figure it out, it might not be so great, but first of all, I'm going to see how high I need these holes. So now, I was going to put holes in it, but now that I'm looking at it, these signatures go from top to bottom. So, which tells me I don't know about the holes, because I don't think it's gonna fit. Let me see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to, we'll just do one to start. So that means I'm gonna have to just put some strings on, I think. We'll see if they work or not. Maybe this will not work, I don't know. So I'm gonna put one string on and cut it. Where are my scissors? One string. I was gonna do it all fancy and put eyelets, but I might have to sew them in. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So there's one. Not very tight. But I think that's okay. So I'm gonna cut these off because I don't need them that big. And I'm gonna put my first signature in just to see if this will even hold it, and if I need to rethink what I'm doing. Let's see. Let's see what happens here. So the idea is, instead of sewing the signatures in, you just put them in this way. And you slide the whole entire signature in, and voila. There's no sewing required. I'm just thinking I might not have made it tight enough. I don't know how much I should leave, like, room. Whether I should leave room or not. But so far, it seems like it's holding it pretty well. So I think it's a success. Success story so far. But then you can remove these pages if you want to. You don't have to, but if you want to, you can go ahead and remove them. I think I'll leave this in the middle and cut it off even a little more. And if the elastic comes off for any reason, just do new elastic. That's what I would suggest. Okay, so I'm going to put 2 more of these on and see how it goes. I'm probably doing this, a lot of people out there are going to be like, what are you doing? You're making it too easy. Easy is my game. I like things to be as easy as possible, but also quality. So if it's easy and it's quality, you've got me. All right, so we've got number 2 going on here, and I don't want to do it so tight that the string's gonna break under pressure, but I don't want it too loose either, so I'm pulling it fairly tight here. um, put my finger down, hold it in place, and then do a double knot. I'm wondering if I should even maybe do a triple knot. I didn't on this one, but I think I will on this one, just for that added strength. And then I'm going to cut this. Voila. And hopefully it stays in place really good. We will see. And go ahead and, yeah, this one's much tighter than this one. So much so I'm thinking maybe I made this one a little too loose. I think it's okay though. I can always change it later if I need to. So that's what I will do. I will change it later if I need to. And we've got number 3. So we've got 3 signatures. So we're doing 3 elastics. And this is, you know, really good for people who hate sewing in signatures. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. I like the results of sewing them in, but honestly, sometimes it's really frustrating for me to do it because, like, if you get the measurement wrong at all, then all of a sudden you have a problem on your hands. And I don't like it when that happens. So, hence this. Plus, I have so much of this cord and I want to use it because it's just sitting in my supplies, not being used. So I'm thinking it needs to be used up. I'm just trying to gauge how tight I should make it. Maybe not quite so tight. Maybe right there. Put my finger down. You could always leave a little extra elastic if you wanted to and put dangles on, but I'm not going to do that this time. Maybe next time. We'll see. So just like that. And one more. There we go. And if at any point you decided, hey, I think I want to sew in my signatures, you could. You could always go back and sew it later. That's the great thing about this is there's, you know, there's no wrong thing about it. You can do it now, you can do it later. Okay, I'm just trying to position it so that it's in the right spot for that signatures or for the signatures. Yeah. And then this one more in the middle, right in the middle. I think that's pretty good. And we close it. Okay, so you can get a better view when you kind of close it so you can see where that fold is. So I'm going to go ahead and move this one over a tad bit, and then this one I can move over a tad bit. Do you like how I measure? I'm just going by sight here, what looks right, and whether or not it looks even, and it does look pretty even to me, so I'm going to call that good. I am going to, I think I'll put these knots all toward the end of the page. Just because I can. Just for aesthetic looks. Alright, and then we'll put the first signature in. signature number 1. And then put the second one in, find the middle. Signature number 2. Alright. And then let's see how that's holding up here. I think that's pretty good. And then we'll get number 3 in here. Got signature number 3 right here. I think I'll put it in this direction. This is more roomy this way. Okay, see where that's at. See how it's holding up. I think it's pretty good. This one's going over a little bit. Just move it. So there's that side. Another thing you could always do if you wanted to decorate this up more when you're doing it is you could add some beads to this, but I'm not going to do that this time. But everything's fitting pretty good. It's like perfect fit. I'm excited. Look at that. Wow. Just whoop. So we're going to have to put a closure on it. I'm going to make a closure. I think I want to get some kind of something that matches this pretty well. So I will be right back. I'm going to look at my stash. Okay, I'm back. So I decided on this one, this ribbon for a closure. I'm going to use my handy dandy crocodile to poke a hole in my machine. I mean in my book. Not my machine, my book. So basically it's pretty self-explanatory. You just figure out where you want your hole to be, and I think I want it right about here. And then I always kind of look where it is, but before I actually push down all the way, because once you do it, you're done. It's that simple. So I put it in like that. Then I just have to kind of measure where I'm putting that and measure it for over here so that I can put it around the same place, which I believe is right about here. So on the other side, I will be putting a hole right here where my finger is. This probably drives people crazy that like to have exact measurements, but I don't do most of my crafting with exact measurements. I just never have, and I probably never will. You can do that if you really want to. You are more than welcome to measure everything and make sure it's perfect. But I just don't. Okay, once you've got your hole, then you're going to need an eyelet. So, you pick what eyelet you want to use in your hole there. And I think I will use a white one or a red one. Which one do I want? Red? Maybe? Or white? Kind of like red for whatever reason. It's a red day. I'm even wearing a red and white striped shirt. Picked a red ribbon. Red eyelets. Okay, so once you get your eyelets picked out, you're going to take the end of it and you're going to shove it in that hole there. Like so. And then you can take the other one, shove it into the hole on the other side. Hopefully it will fit. They're not exactly the same size holes, so it is kind of, it can be a little bit difficult to get in there, but you want it to be tight because you don't want it coming off or coming out, coming loose. And you take your handy dandy crocodiler again, and you're going to smash that eyelet with it. I switched the settings, so I'm on this little thing right here, and this just smashes it into place. Basically, the crocodile smashes the eyelet into place, so you just press down and that's it. But I feel like it's too long. So I need to do that again. I'm gonna really put some might into it here. All right, that's better. So then it's smashed on the other side too. And once you get that done, go to your other eyelet and do the same thing. And repeat the process. All right. Make sure, I think I'm going to do that again. These eyelets are a little bit bigger, I think, than they should be, but I want to use them, so. This cold that I have, it's been kind of weird because it's like I haven't had a fever. My husband hasn't had a fever, but we keep coughing and keep coughing up stuff. And it's been about 3 weeks now. So it's just been one that lingers and lingers and lingers. I don't know why. All right. So now we've got our eyelets on. And then we have to decide with our ribbon. You know, I had a thought just now. Maybe I should use this one instead of this one. Just because these look really cute and kind of more grungy. And this is kind of grungy. I think I'm going to. I think I might use this instead. It's all tied up though. Get my scissors and just cut it. And then you're going to measure about how long you want to have your ribbon. So you need enough that you can tie it on. And then I like to, you know, make it plenty long because as you journal in this, it's going to get fatter. So you don't want it to not be able to tie at some point. So I like to make them kind of long. Maybe even a little longer than they need to be. I guess you could always go back and cut it a little bit if you need to. At some point, if you decide, hey, this is always in my way, you know, I wish it were shorter, then just make it shorter. But start out longer and then make it shorter if you have to. So all I'm doing is I'm pulling it through and I'm going to make a really good knot on it. So I'm going to try to pull it to the end because I don't want to use up all my ribbon doing this. But I'm going to do I don't know if you guys can see me. I'm going to do a double knot to make sure it's nice and thick and it won't come out through that eyelet hole. I might even with this because it's it's such a thin material that I think I'll do a triple knot. I just better safe than sorry, you know? That's my motto. Easy, high quality, and better safe than sorry. Okay, so there we go. So we've got that on there. That's the first tie. I guess you can always tie on this end too, but I never do. I just do it on one end because, but, you know, it can come out if you have somebody pulling on it that you don't want pulling on it. I just don't think most people are going to have, I mean, unless you have little kids, you might want to tie it on both ends just to make sure it's nice and secure and then it won't come out. But I'm not going to do that. I don't have any little ones here, so I think I'm safe. All right. So my brother ink, all these printers now, they have all these people selling inks that are supposed to be compatible with their printers. But then if you try to use them, it ruins your printer, basically. Your printer stops working. You can't get a hold of anybody in customer service to help fix it. There's always some kind of issue, and it's really bothering me. These companies are so greedy for money that they just try to make things harder and harder, and they charge so much money for this Brother. I got a Brother printer because it's supposed to be, you know, easier to print with and stuff, but their ink is so expensive. So I did try to get some ink that was just compatible, and it made it started working at first, and then it stopped working right, started having all these problems, and it said it needed to be cleaned. The ink heads needed to be cleaned, and then it just said there's no ink in the thing. It won't recognize it. So I looked it up, and it said it does that when you use other brands' ink cartridges. So then I ordered some Brother ink, and it said, you know, I found a place online that sells Brother's ink. So I ordered some of those, and for about 2 seconds, it seemed like it was going to work. Well, come to find out, these were refurbished ink packages. That's why they were cheaper, because I did get ones that were cheaper than, like, if you go on the Brother site, or it says, or whatever. So they're authentic cartridges, but, so now you can just take this and tie it. Anyways, they're authentic cartridges, but they're refurbished. So the Brother thing is somehow set up to not take those either, if they've been refurbished. So I was just so angry. I was so mad about it because it's a waste of money, waste of time, waste of a lot of things. So I was angry. Anyways, I'm very frustrated with my printer right now. Pray for me. And I'll get it fixed. Anyways, that's it for this for now. And that's how it looks on the side. I think it looks really cute, personally. I love that we didn't have to sew these in. And look how good it's holding. Looks really cute. I, for one, love it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, and thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.